Hello my friends, Lenny with Vintage Nationals here on the web at nationalguitar.com. Well, I'm going to show you exactly how to pack a guitar. You're not going to have another broken guitar, another damaged guitar, another guy on the other side of eBay saying the guitar showed up broken. So let's get on with it and I'll show you how to professionally pack a guitar. I've personally shipped over 500 guitars over the last several years that I packed myself, and I think I know where I speak of. Now I'm going to actually break this down into 4 steps as far as the actual packing of the guitar into the box. As you can see on this box, I have drawn the outline of the guitar case as it's going to be in the box. We've got a little bit of space here, we've got space on both sides, and we've got space on the top. That's how the guitar is going to look inside the box. Now one of the first things that's really important is getting a quality box to start with. I'm lucky to have a brand new National Resophonic shipping box right now. You're not going to probably find one at a local store, but you probably will find a Martin box if you've got a Martin dealer, and they make a great box, nice stiff cardboard. Now I'm going to also add a couple tips. This is going to work for any kind of guitar out there, but I'm going to add a couple tips as far as National Resonator guitars. And as you can see on the front of this guitar, you can see I drew a circle where the resonator would be. And we're going to take special care to keep that particular spot from getting a direct hit. You can use a lot of different materials. I would not use peanuts or styrofoam peanuts. If you use them, you want to put those in a plastic bag, like a trash bag, grocery bag. Make a knot tight and have them pretty full, and then you can put them in there like that. You do not want loose peanuts in there, because the guitar will just shift its way from vibrations from shipping and work its way to one side to the edge of the box, and that's what you don't want to happen. If it works its way down to the bottom of the box or the side of the box and then it takes a hit, that's bad news. I'm going to actually use an old-fashioned way, which is newspapers, and there's a few things about newspapers that are important. First of all, let's get the base in. The 4 parts of packing are the base. Getting a base at the bottom of the box that's going to absorb a drop like this. So we're going to fill the base. After we fill the base, we're going to secure the body of the guitar in the bottom half of the box there. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Then we're going to fill the empty space up here, which is the easiest part. And then we're going to build cushion on the top of this to make sure it's going to take a hit on the top here. So there's 4 areas that we're going to address as we fill this box up. I'm just going to use newspaper. Now when you're using newspaper, you don't want to use a single sheet and make a ball with it. I use probably 5 to 6 sheets and make a nice sturdy ball. So I'm going to fill these balls into the bottom and make my first base. It's going to be about this tall with thick balls of newspaper. Okay, on to step 2. Now we've just filled the bottom. Hopefully you can see. Make a nice base. So I'm going to go ahead and put the guitar in. Now one thing you should note about putting the guitar in, if you've got a case that didn't come originally with the guitar, as is this, you need to make sure that the guitar is solid inside the case. Put some bubble wrap or some newspaper balls under the headstock and over the headstock. When you shake this case, it really shouldn't be rattling around in there. As you can see on my drawing, I've got about this much space on the bottom of this box for this case. Perfect. Okay, now another thing to note, this is especially for National guitars, is when I'm looking at this in the case sideways, I want less room. I want it closer to the back side of the guitar. I want to create more room on the face of the guitar inside the box. If you look at how much room there is in that box, there's this amount of room. Well, I want a lot more of that to the face of this guitar, being it's a resonator guitar, prone to damage on that resonator cover. So I'm going to stagger it back in the box a little bit. Okay, so I've got the right cushion on the bottom. I've got the right left to right. I've got about this much room here and about that much room there. There's a little room. There's this much room on each side of the guitar. I want to stabilize this lower body of the guitar inside this box so it's really stiff in there. Some extra materials you can do, and I like to do for the sides, we can make that pretty stiff in there. So if you've got some extra cardboard sitting around, an old box, what I'll do is I'll roll up some cardboard into a piece like this, and I'm going to stuff it down in on each side of that body and push it all the way to the bottom of the box. Now I have a second piece for the other side. You can see it's just rolled up a handful 3 or 4 times. Okay, so I've got those 2 pieces in. Now I'm going to use newspaper balls to fill up the face on the front and back. Now one extra thing for National guitar, I'm going to take an extra piece of cardboard, and I'm going to put it down here, and I'm going to put another one up here, and that's going to stiffen this area here and here, and hopefully give some added protection of this crumple zone here that National guitars typically get damaged on. Okay, well now I've got the body stabilized. I've got newspaper balls all the way up to here, really snug. 5 to 6 sheets together as I make the balls. I'm putting them in there tight. I've got a few pieces of cardboard. I got one across here rolled up and another across here with newspaper in here generously. Not too super tight, but pretty darn tight. The guitar is now such that it barely moves. If I'm trying to move it inside this cocoon so far, it's not even moving. So 90% of the work is now done. If you get to this point, and as you can see, I have more room on the face than I do on the back. But once you get to this point, it's really just filling up the rest of this. Now you can just keep going with newspaper balls and get it all the way to the top, and we're going to do one last step, which is building a piece along here that's going to cushion the top from a fall on this side. But the rest of this big room on each side, you can use different things. For example, water bottles with the cap on, chunk of styrofoam, you can reuse it. I was lucky to have that styrofoam, but that's the only place you want to put styrofoam. Do not put any kind of styrofoam sheet near the front or the back of your guitar. So I'm going to go newspaper balls for the rest of this, and then we'll build the top and we'll be able to seal it up. We'll be ready to go. Now if you look, you can see this guitar is not moving. I cannot move this guitar at all. It's totally stabilized in here. I actually put a couple pieces of cardboard here and here at the top to further stabilize the top, but I could just as easily have put newspaper balls tight in there on the top, on the front and back. Got these two areas filled up. I even got a couple chunks of styrofoam in there and a big water bottle in there. Could be a milk carton with a top on. A gallon milk carton works good. And all we got to do is fill this top and create a cushion on the top of this guitar, so if it's upside down and takes a hit, we got some cushion up here. Now I can do that with newspaper balls nice and tight and really fill this top with tight newspaper balls. I happen to have a little bit of cardboard left, so I'm going to roll that up, lay it across the top, throw some newspaper balls in, and get it closed up. And we'll have a nice tight cocoon. Got a nice cushion on the top, you can see, but I had a little extra cardboard left, which I filled with newspaper balls under, nice and tight. Folded the cardboard up to make a nice little top above the newspaper balls, which are cushioning. I'm now ready to ship the guitar. One last thing regarding taping the box. Don't use duct tape, don't use paper tape. I like to use the brown tape, like you get at UPS store, that type of thing. I'm going to start out with 2 pieces over the top. Get the initial shut the door going. I'm going to do the long piece. Okay, got 2 straps going on top, one across, and then I like to actually close the door on the very front here with one last piece. And there you go. This guy is ready to ship. If I move this box, there is nothing shaking or rattling inside. This thing is totally cocooned. It's going to take this guy 10 minutes just to get the packing material out to get his guitar, but he's going to be very thankful that I packed it this way. Pack it like this, you're not going to have to worry. It's as good as it gets. I hope this helped you. We'll see you at nationalguitar.com. Drop by the Pick and Parlor, see over 150 videos of national guitars being played. We'll see you at the Pick and Parlor, only at nationalguitar.com. Sweet.